Hey all my movie maniacs, it is that time, it is I, and today we're going to take a look at an independent superhero noir film called Sparks, which gives us the story of Ian Sparks, a kid who ends up acquiring a special ability of fast healing after a tragic family accident. Well, we see how he soon turns that power and help try to clean up his small town, as posing as a superhero, Sparks. Well, when he moves to the big city to take on bigger crime, he finds out the fight isn't as easy, but he soon finds himself teamed up with Lady Heavenly, who is also partnered with a superhero named Sledge, because there is a rise in the number of superheroes showing up, which also means there are some super villains out there. Well, one of these villains frames Sparks for a crime. We see his downfall and how his life really spins out of control for a little while. And then we watch as some events unfold from the past that come back to haunt Ian in the present, but he decides to use those events to try to find out who really did the crime that he was framed for, and possibly even get his Lady Heavenly back. Sparks is a fun independent film. I enjoyed this for what it was. Now it's on video on demand, and it's a lower budget film, lower budget production, but they did really good with what they had. I liked the costuming that they had for these superheroes, as well as the names of them. But what I most liked was the style and the way the story was told. Now it's done comic book style, okay? So you kind of got a kind of hyper surreal look to it, a la The Spirit and Sin City and that, and they captured that very well, though trying not to completely imitate it, but use those type of techniques, and I think they're used effectively in here. Also, I just enjoyed the fact that it was a noir story. I love noir. It is I just really enjoy noir stories, and having a superhero basically play the part of what would normally be a private detective really added that extra little bit of element to it, and it was an interesting story as well, though I did kind of see the twist coming. It didn't take away from my respect for the film and my enjoyment of how the story played out, but then again, it could also be because of the performances of the people in Sparks. Now you got Chase Williamson, who plays Ian Sparks. You remember him? He was in Excellent and John Dies at the End. You got Ashley Bell playing Lady Heavenly, who's been in many things, but we've seen her recently in The Last Exorcism Part 1 and 2, so you've got some experience there. And yes, I love when he's on screen, Clancy Brown, one of my favorite actors, who was in Starship Troopers and yes, Highlander. He's in this film. And let's not forget Jake Busey either, who shows up, which, you know, you gotta love when he's on screen, because he's just such a character. And Clinton Howard even makes an appearance in here. Yeah, good old Clinton Howard, who does a lot of work, both good and not so good. So it was great to see this collection of actors on the film, and also look for an appearance of, yes, the greatest American hero himself, William Katt. So you got a great cast of experienced independent actors on a unique story for a very unusual indie film. I enjoyed Sparks for what it was. I respect what they were doing for, and while it's not a completely phenomenal film, if you're looking for just something a little bit different take on your superhero story, then you'll want to check out Sparks. It's on video on demand right now. I think it's worth your time. It doesn't cost that much to rent, and if you have seen Sparks, please leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts on it. I gave Sparks 3 stubs, okay? I love the fact that they were going for that noir feel with a superhero story. We haven't seen that done too often, and they pull it off in this film. So check it out. Leave your comments down below if you have seen Sparks, or when you watch Sparks. Come back and let us know what you think. And until next time, remember folks, keep that ticket stub.